Right there, the bug. In the sense of club head feel, you guys. Okay, so yesterday in the bunker, we paid tribute to a coach who passed away about 2 years ago, a guy named Ben Doyle, who it probably was responsible for teaching, I don't know, hundreds of coaches and tour players over the years. And one of his favorite drills was called the Great Wall of China. And the Great Wall of China is when you create kind of a trench in the sand. When you have a trench in the sand, you have a back wall and you have a wall to the right of the club head and a wall to the left of the club head. Makes sense, right? So as this club's kind of in that trench, any person's really strong enough to move that sand by just using hands and moving away the back bit of that trench. But the feeling that the coach Ben was trying to teach was the sense, you guys, that the head doesn't move first, that the body moves the handle first, the head moves last, and the head catches up. So this sense, first off, it starts kind of with footwork and pressure into the ground, and you can kind of see how if I move my hands, the club head doesn't want to move unless I move it. And with some of you, I put my foot behind the club head at your takeaway, and I said take it back, and you couldn't take it back, right? And what I mean by that is if the motion in the takeaway is hand inspired, you can't move it. So come on up here for just a sec, Jeremy. You'll know what I mean. It'll be better for this video. So go ahead and take hold of that club for a sec, okay? And you don't have to hit one, but let's talk about it. So go ahead and set up to the ball. So now make a backswing, right? So if you just try to make a backswing using your hands, what happens? My foot's in the way. You with me? If you make a backswing where the source of motion isn't your hands, then the wrist would therefore flex, and my foot would just become a speed bump. And the club then would kind of be zipped and catch up, right? For you, that's probably a pretty good thing. So let's talk about this bug for a second, then I'm going to go ahead and grip it and hold the club up here a little higher. So if I take this and I just peel this back a tick and I put this bug in here, don't kill him. Just let him wriggle around, okay? Give me some arm structure though. Bug's not dead, okay? Bug's in there trying to get out, right? Gyrating around. Now I'll kill him, watch. Okay, how'd the bug die? Think about that. In transition, right? Did the club want to change direction when I changed his direction? It doesn't, does it? So Isaac Newton says something in motion is going to stay in motion until something greater acts upon it, paraphrasing, right? So that event, now most people take a club back, what do? They use their hands and they kind of just take it back. Most times when I put a foot behind a club head, people go, well, I can't take it back. And I say, why? They say, well, because your foot's there. And I say, well, watch again. Okay, it's only there, if I'm really just using my hands to do it. If I have my feet moving, right, and the club head is waggled from my hands, and this is more leathery, okay, so when you watch that, thanks pal, great job. I need my bug back, right? So when you watch this, and a little wedge shot out there toward that white flag, that bug's in there, and again, he's not dead yet. There's no squeezing of that bug. Maybe in the waggle he went, whoa, easy there, mister, right? Because when I change direction in a waggle, he can feel it. But in a backswing, he actually feels like he has hope right now, because on the way back, guess what? There's a little relief from that little bit of pressure that's holding him there, isn't it? Right? Then all of a sudden, he's got hope, and then all of a sudden, it's over. Right? Now, I'm not saying we got to transition so hard that we lose control of the golf club, but what I want you to think about, and everybody's going to get a bug here, guys, and that bug goes gently here, okay? And this is another big deal. Some of you that were taught to interlock, right? What were we taught? Oh yeah, we got to interlock, get that web right in there. That's locked in, okay? What's locked in is high scores, okay? Because what happens when you go webbing to webbing, you can't really get the right hand in a place where that base pad on your right hand can effectively help govern where the sweet spot is. You can become pretty good through enough reps, but that pad isn't really the back of the grip, and nor does it help you kind of understand where that sweet spot is. So putting that bug back in place, and we're going to do some of these guys, and then we're going to do this with a little bit, this is a little bit of Ben Doyle, and we're going to do a little bit of George Knudson for a few minutes before we kind of get the bunker sessions going and then get into putting. But there's the waggle, there's where the bug gets a little bit nervous. Now as I make my little swing and pitch it toward that pin right there, okay, that bug's dead. I didn't kill him, the club killed him. Okay, the club killed him. transition puts some stress in the shaft, right? And that's why shaft stiffness and flex is important per, your physicality, right? If somebody's really strong and they stress the shaft harder, what happens? The shaft bends more, it needs to respond differently, doesn't it? That's why there's all ranges of flexion depending on, or flex depending on the person's physicality. So as we warm up today, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to take our bug. Okay, we're going to kill some bugs, but we're going to give them hope at address. And then we're going to feel that awareness of, man, that bug almost might feel like he falls out of there right there before I elect to transition and change direction. Because I want you guys to be able to feel the weight of the club stress your hands and how your pivot helps deliver that stress. Okay, and the ball gets collected before all that stress comes out. And then, that energy kind of overtakes us to a finish. Am I explaining this all right? You kind of seen that visual? So if I hit a little shot down there to the right of that tripod, there's that bug has hope. He's in there. Okay? We're going to hit these little shots, guys. Club's off the ground, maybe tapping the grass. Now watch this finish. Okay, I want you all to be able to finish like this. So that ball went 50 yards, 60 yards. Is that club way up here? No. Then I need to use a lot of hands to make the club go up? I didn't, did I? It's a rhythmic event of pivot. So we're going to, as a group, I'm going to count you down on a 1, 2, 3. Some of you did it yesterday with me. Okay? And these shots, you can hit them 20 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards. Here's a wedge, okay? And if you count me down, 3, 2, I want to hear it. Go ahead.
3, 2, 1.
Right? So that's pretty easily going 90 yards. How much swing did that take, guys? Am I just He-Man? No, I'm not. But see how there's a rhythm there that can collect the golf ball? Right? Can we all do that? All right? Ben Doyle, George Knudson, let's make them proud. Grab your pitching wedge. Let's get in their stations.